Well, hello again, class. This is Mr. Dunn. I'm going to talk about object pronouns, translators Mary, Darlene, and we'll go ahead and get started. So, the last lesson we talked about subject pronouns, which is when you use a pronoun to change who you are talking about. So instead of Sally, Tyra, Chris, Tim, or whoever, you say he or she or they, whatever you want to talk about. Object pronouns are a little different. So the way to think of them is object pronoun is the person that either receives or the action that you are talking about happens to. So for this right here, or for object pronoun, this is the example I'll use. So Jen, short for Jennifer, Jen threw the ball to Chris. Okay, so this is Jen. Let me give her some hair. Sorry. And that's Chris. And she threw a ball to Chris. Okay? So, what an object pronoun does is once you know who the object is, which in this case it is Chris, then you can change it. If this was the first sentence, you probably wouldn't want to use an object pronoun because you don't know who Jen is, or I'm sorry, you don't know who Jen threw the ball to yet. So we're going to say Jen threw the ball to Chris. But if I told you it was Chris already, then you could say Jen threw the ball to him. So the way to think of an object pronoun is whoever is receiving the action. Okay? So whatever you're talking about, so if you say a guy punches another guy, you could say Jim punched him in the face. Or you could say the woman yelled at him, or the woman spilled her drink on him. Okay? So object pronouns are just a way that you can, when you're talking about, so you have the subject, the action, and then the object. The object is like either the person, the thing that the subject talks about. Now these are the tenses. When you're talking about something that happened to you, you say first person. So like I would say, I'll use an example. This Saturday, a man in a truck crashed into me. He crashed into me. When I say me, I'm talking about me. Okay? You, again, you is the directive word. You can use it as the subject, the object, whatever. It just depends on the placement of the sentence. And then third person is when you're talking about somebody else. You'll say like, oh, did you see what happened to her? Did you see what happened to him? Or it, if you're talking about a robot or an animal that you don't know the sex of. And then plural is obviously when you're talking about more people. You is singular and plural. Us is when you are in the group. Did you see what happened to us? Oh, we're so crazy. And them is, again, when you separate from the group. Okay? That's kind of fast class. I will slow it down and explain to the best detail. I know you all are ESOL students. Some of you are at very low levels, and I will work with this lesson with you to ensure that you will all have student success. Right now, do I have any questions? No? All right, you all start working on your assignments. I will come by and help you in a little bit.